I'm Keith Kodet, founder of Thin Line Off-Road, and today we're going to do something a little different. I'd like to start introducing some real-life wheelers out there and the rigs that they have built. Today we're here with a friend of mine, longtime friend of mine, John Holland. So John has built this Jeep here. And John, what year is this Jeep again?
It's a 2001 Jeep Wrangler Sahara.
Okay, so a 2001 Jeep Wrangler Sahara, which you can see on a million car lots throughout the country and on the trails as well. The Jeep Wrangler has been one of the most prolific vehicles to be off-roader's choice for years. However, John went a little bit of a different route here with his build. Now, he does have, let's start talking about a little bit of the lift kit and things like that. How much lift do you have on this, John?
I have 4 inches.
Okay, so you got a 4-inch lift, and you got some, what, 33-inch
Yep.
Wranglers?
33-inch Goodyear Duratracs.
33-inch Goodyear Duratracs. So that's a pretty run-of-the-mill type of thing you'd see with your Jeep Wrangler or your all-run Jeep Wrangler Sahara. However, where John differentiated a little bit with his build is his engine choice. And John, what did you do for an engine?
Well, I blew up the 4.0.
You blew it up?
I blew it up.
How'd you blow it up?
Daily driving. Started making a noise, and then it just stopped.
All right, well, so not a cool story of being off-road and,
Nope.
and throwing a rod or something like that, but so he blew up his engine, and John needed to do something a little bit different. So what did you do for an engine, John?
Well, I put a Mercedes OM617, little inline 5-cylinder diesel out of an 83 300 DT car, and it is the turbo diesel version.
Now, John, what was your reasoning for going with a 5-cylinder Mercedes diesel versus, say, replacing the engine or doing the common thing and putting, say, a Chevy V8 in it or something?
Well, the key word there, common. Everybody does it.
Okay.
This is different. Not a lot of people have done it. They've done them to older Jeeps, but not the newer ones.
Okay.
And just cost. This particular engine is hard to find the replacement for. To repair it is expensive.
For the diesel engine?
No, for the straight 6 to restore the stock engine.
I see. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but Jeep kind of went away from their original design in 2000 for the last 6 years of the inline production, and they changed a lot of things?
Yep, they redesigned the block, so it's a few things in different places, so it's hard to find good engines that people want to part. As if they're still good, they're still in the Jeep.
And there was only a 6-year production, give or take,
right in there. Engine. And of those, only the early ones will fit these.
I see. And the TJ was different from the Grand Cherokee engine.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So to find what I needed was not easy. This one, it cost me a little bit more in the short term, but the cool factor is just through the roof. I get a little bit better fuel mileage.
What kind of fuel mileage do you get?
Right now I'm getting about 21 out of it. I've got a few adjustments to do to change that, and I should bump up a little bit more.
So 21 out of a stock TJ Wrangler where...
Lifted with 33s,
Lifted with 33s, where the common guy with one of these Jeeps would get maybe, what?
16
12,
on a good
16?
day? 14 to 16.
14,
and it
16.
is with the manual trans. The automatic, that's less.
Okay, that's awesome. What I'd like to do is maybe pop the hood and take a look at a couple of, see what you've got under the hood of this thing.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do that. All right, so John, we're taking a look here at your engine swap, and obviously this is something a little different. I'm looking at a Mercedes diesel engine, OM617.
Oh, yep, OM617.
617 under the hood here.
Yep.
So a couple of questions that I would have is, what was the most difficult part of the conversion here?
The worst part would have probably been the frame rails.
Okay.
Getting the engine mounts to actually match the frame, get everything centered in the engine bay the best. Just going along the whole drive line to the transmission, it's got to be as centered as possible. And then it's got to get the angles right, get it level.
Did you have to cut the frame at all?
The frame directly? No, not for the engine. I did have to do some repairs further down the line. But as far as the engine swap itself, I just had to cut off the old Jeep frame rails, or the old engine mounts, and then these ones basically took place of those.
All right, very cool. Now I see you're still running the Mercedes power steering on here. How difficult was that to adapt to the Jeep power steering box?
I just need some adapters. The special power steering, it's a Teflon coated stainless braided line, and then just the fittings. and
Okay.
just routing the hoses. It's easier to do that than to try and splice stock stuff together.
Absolutely.
So, especially with 30-year-old hoses.
And this is a turbo diesel engine?
Yes, it's just a small turbo, but it is turbocharged.
About 15 psi boost?
At a maximum setting, it's not tweaked or set up for that right now. Normally, I believe this runs around 9.
Okay.
So.
All right. And taking a look at it, looks like you had some custom motor mounts. Now, did you make those or did you buy those?
There's a company that makes the mounts. I actually bought a prototype set that he makes.
Okay.
I installed those, and I got the same trans adapter plate from him. So it uses a stock Jeep transmission. The whole driveline is completely stock with it. In fact, everything under the hood just about is stock Jeep on this, exception being the engine, of course.
So, with exception of the investment that you have in purchasing the Mercedes diesel engine, which from my knowledge, it kind of depends on what your junkyard savvy is. You can buy one of these engines from maybe $300 to $1,000. Would that be fair?
It's a wide range. You can actually sometimes get the whole car for that.
Okay.
There's some other odds and ends you're going to want from it. The glow plug relay, fuel shutoff solenoid, other little miscellaneous stuff.
Gotcha.
So.
And what do you think cost-wise you have into the conversion itself minus your stock Jeep transmission and your engine and whatnot?
Well, offhand, I don't know, but the entire project, not counting the tires, I've got right around $300 to $3,500 into.
So you hear that, folks? We're at a position now here where this gentleman has been able to build himself a very capable trail rig for the state of Michigan and many other places for under $4,000, diesel powered, that gets over 20 miles a gallon. That's absolutely fantastic, John. That's awesome to hear. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell us about this conversion?
Well, it does have disc brakes in the rear now, so that was different.
Okay, and you're still running the stock Dana 44 rear axle?
Yeah, this one is the Dana 44,
okay.
373 gears in it. I did put a high pinion front axle in it out of a Cherokee.
And that was a bolt-in?
Yep, that bolts right in. I did have to have the front re-geared, but I had a friend help me with that, so it bolts directly in. Didn't same brake, same steering, same drive shaft. Everything's the same. You just get more ground clearance that way. Really,
cool.
The only thing major I had to move to make this fit was the windshield washer jug.
That's a minor modification, really.
Oh yeah, that was probably one of the easiest things about it.
That's awesome. Now, John, you and I have known each other a very long time.
Around 10 years.
Yeah, around 10 years now through scuba diving. And then, as you know, I'm a first responder with the St. Clair County dive team. But you yourself, you're involved with the dive team as well. Who are you involved with?
I'm with the Midwest Technical Recovery Team.
Okay.
So we specialize in deep technical search and recovery diving. And we work on almost any scene that we're on with a variety of different first responders and public safety agencies for search and recovery.
Awesome, awesome. So John here is another first responder. It's awesome to always see the rigs of first responders out there and what they're able to do. And a lot of times we are not able to put a lot of money. First responders don't make a lot of money, so we have to build things on a budget. And this is a fantastic Jeep that John has been able to build on a budget. And John, I thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you very much.
It's been fun.